Welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining us once again. Today's update is one of the most critical pieces of news we've delivered all year, especially for those of you receiving Personal Independence Payment, or PIP, here in the United Kingdom. In a move that cuts through weeks of confusion and growing fear, the Department for Work and Pensions, yes, the DWP, has just issued a major announcement that directly affects hundreds of thousands of disabled people across the country. If you or a loved one depend on PIP to manage your daily life, this could offer much-needed clarity, even relief after months of alarming headlines, online speculation, and leaked government proposals. This is a must-watch update. We're going to break down what the government just confirmed, which health conditions are being recognized for ongoing support, how upcoming reforms could still affect you, and what actions you should take right now to protect your future benefits. Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. Let's rewind just a little. Over the past several months, disability benefit reform has been one of the most controversial issues brewing behind the scenes in Whitehall. From whispered policy changes to leaked documents, rumblings began to surface, suggesting that the government was preparing to restructure PIP entirely. Some of the floated ideas included removing cash benefits and replacing them with service-based support, reassessing less severe conditions to reduce the number of claimants, imposing stricter eligibility standards for mental health conditions. Understandably, the disability community, along with charities, carers, and mental health professionals, began to raise the alarm. Many PIP claimants have lived in fear for weeks, worried they'd lose vital income that helps cover the costs of essentials like transport, personal care, and mobility aids. Would they be reassessed? Would their conditions be considered mild? Could mental health sufferers lose financial support simply because their disability wasn't visible? Those were the questions dominating forums, charity hotlines, and social media discussions. And finally, we have answers. In a rare and decisive statement, the DWP has officially clarified its stance. Claimants living with long-term, chronic, or degenerative health conditions, both physical and mental, will continue to receive PIP under current rules. They will not face benefit reductions as part of the upcoming reforms. Let's break that down. This means that if your condition is unlikely to improve, if you're living with a lifelong disability or a progressive illness, your support is safe, at least for now. This decision directly acknowledges what campaigners have been saying for years, that not all disabilities are curable, and some conditions are only going to get worse, not better. It's also a formal recognition that the repeated reassessment system, as it currently stands, can be damaging, stressful, and completely unnecessary for many people. While the DWP hasn't published a full list in black and white, they've mentioned several conditions by name that will remain eligible for long-term support under the existing rules. These include multiple sclerosis, MS, Parkinson's disease, advanced osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, epilepsy, cognitive impairments like dementia, Alzheimer's, or acquired brain injuries, severe mental health conditions such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and chronic depression. These illnesses are not just medically serious, they're incurable, debilitating, and often progressive. The DWP now accepts that frequent reassessments for these groups are not only wasteful, but also harmful. In fact, there are proposals on the table to move these individuals to light-touch reviews every 10 years, instead of the grueling 2 to 5-year reassessment cycles currently in place. Just imagine the difference that could make. No more reliving trauma every few years just to prove your disability. No more refiling reports, begging for letters, and enduring stressful interviews to validate a condition that hasn't changed or has worsened. For thousands of families across the UK, this could lift a huge emotional burden. Here's where the story gets even more promising. For far too long, people with mental health conditions have felt underrepresented, disbelieved, or underassessed in the PIP process. It's no secret that many assessment methods have failed to reflect the invisible but deeply disabling effects of mental illness. But in today's announcement, the DWP specifically acknowledged the importance of supporting mental health sufferers, especially those whose conditions significantly affect day-to-day tasks like managing finances, personal hygienes, communicating or socializing, planning and making decisions. By reaffirming support for mental health conditions under PIP, this could mark a turning point, one where mental and physical disabilities are finally treated with equal seriousness. Still, charities are calling for caution and for the government to put these protections into formal legislation. Now, let's be clear, this isn't universal protection for every PIP claimant. The DWP has said that they are still reviewing claims related to mild or temporary conditions, particularly where a person may have recovered or improved significantly. These might include short-term injuries or fractures, mild musculoskeletal pain, general stress or anxiety without clinical diagnosis, conditions that respond well to therapy or medication. These cases may still face reassessment and, in some cases, benefit reduction or withdrawal. So if your condition is not considered long-term or degenerative, it's essential to stay prepared, understand your rights, and maintain up-to-date medical records. Across the country, reaction has been swift. Charities like Scope, MIND, and the MS Society have welcomed the DWP's clarification, but are demanding more transparency and accountability. They want a published list of protected conditions, formal guidance for assessors, mandatory training on invisible disabilities, clear appeal pathways for wrongly reassessed claimants. Even MPs and members of the Work and Pensions Select Committee are stepping in, urging the department to avoid vague language that could be misinterpreted by caseworkers, resulting in unfair outcomes. Consistency is key, and claimants deserve a system that treats them fairly, no matter who handles their case. But there's another major issue brewing: digital accessibility. As more of the benefits system moves online, concerns are rising that vulnerable individuals, especially those without internet access or digital skills, could be left behind. Older adults, people with cognitive impairments, or those in remote areas may find it impossible to complete complex forms online. Charities are now demanding the DWP provide non-digital options, such as in-person or paper-based applications, to ensure that access to disability support is universal, not gated behind a screen. Here's what you can do immediately to protect your current or future claim. Gather medical evidence, consult your GP specialist or mental health provider. Make sure their reports describe the real-life impact of your condition, not just the diagnosis. Document daily challenges. Keep a written record of how your condition affects you day to day. This can be incredibly helpful in a reassessment or appeal. Get support organizations like Citizens Advice, Scope, Turn to Us, and condition-specific charities are trained to guide you through the process. To sum up, PIP claimants with long-term or progressive conditions are safe for now. Mental health conditions are being taken more seriously than ever before. Reassessments may become less frequent, even once per decade for some. But if your condition is mild or short-term, you may still be subject to review. Reform is coming. This announcement is a big step, but it's not the end of the road. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.